Why do grown-ups become pinball fanatics? Is it a quest for power?
You get to control a world.
A religious experience?
There's some zen to it.
Or something not suitable for television?
It's the most fun you can have with your pants on.
Unless, of course, you're watching Amazing America. Comparison with the people we're about to meet, America's most dedicated pinball wizards.
It's a total fantasy world under glass that you hopefully get to manipulate and control. It's unpredictable. It never plays the same way twice. It's a unique experience.
Well, I guess the essence is you get to control a world. You become the master of it. You have this little orb, and it's the world, and you are the master of that orb.
It's the most fun you can have with your pants on. This is Pinball Expo 95. It's our 11th year we've done this. Rob Burke and I started this back 11 years ago. It's sort of a get-together for pinball collectors from all over the country. This year we'll probably have about 1,400 people here, and they come to buy, to sell, to trade. And it's just strictly a hobbyist type event. It's a fun type of event.
Yeah, but what makes it fun? Why do glassy-eyed 7-year-old pinball fanatics turn into glassy-eyed 40-year-old pinball fanatics? What keeps them pumping dimes, quarters, and now dollar bills into these seductive machines?
There's some zen to it. Every game is different. You never know what's going to happen. Every time you pull the plunger back to shoot the ball, something different is going to happen.
We have an expression in the business, the ball's wild. And every time you play it, it's a little different.
Kids love it. I mean, you watch them. If you look around here and you see the kids, their eyes light up. They shoot that ball, and it's something going on.
When I was born, we had 9 pinball machines in our house. And my dad used to put me to bed by all the lights while he was playing. And I used to stand in front of him while he was playing. And it was all around me for my whole life.
Part of the fun is revisiting some of the old machines, like this Apollo 1 model from the pre-digital, pre-stereo, prehistoric days.
It's an electromechanical game, old style, small flippers, as opposed to the larger 3-inch flippers, which came in towards the end of the 60s, early 70s. Got the old ding, ding, ding sound to it. Game was built, produced in 1967, to commemorate the Apollo space missions.
And comparing them to super-duper state-of-the-art machines like Apollo 13, which at one point releases 13 balls onto the playing field.
Well, we wanted to make something that resembled the experience of going into space, blasting off, and we wanted to do something very unique that's not ever been done in a game before, which is 13 balls at one time. It made sense. I'm just glad it wasn't Apollo 26.
One of the side events that made Pinball Expo special was this Legends of Pinball meet and greet, where fans could get autographs from the artists and designers who make the games they love. There's a real appreciation and love of the art of pinball.
I get to go to work and play games and make games, and the fun part about it is watching other people take great pleasure from they're really freestanding movie theaters. We have a beginning, we have a middle, we have an end, we tell our story. We try and surprise people every now and then. It's a lot of creative expression.
You can't help but admire the back glass art. It's so striking that some pinball collectors who don't have room for machines just collect the glass itself.
Well, on the back glass, you want to capture the player's attention as he walks by. You're competing against the movies and the video games now. So you want to take that first quarter or 50 cents or dollar out of his pocket, and he says, that looks interesting, I want to try that.
One of the greatest legends of pinball art is Kmiec, the man who designed the Elton John Pinball Wizard game. He gave one lucky fan the thrill of his life when he stepped up to one of his most famous designs and... Kmiec has his own theory on why pinball has outlasted every other novelty game.
It's a universal language, almost like music. I mean, when you play an old game, you can see a player almost dancing with the pinball game. Now, instead of the bells and buzzers, they dance to the sounds of the pinball game. That is a universal appeal and like a universal language.
A universal language. There's the key to pinball's astonishing longevity. The game is simple, you versus gravity, and there's always the promise that you'll reach pinball nirvana. You'll hit the zone, you'll get that fabled good ball.
Well, the cool thing that I think is unique about pinball is it's one of those games where you have to give it complete attention.
You really become intertwined with the game. You can almost sense the rhythm, the flow, the tempo of what's going on. All the nuances and subtleties that exist in that game, suddenly you totally comprehend. But I think that that's truly what being in the zone is all about with pinball.
When you have a good ball, and I could be talking to you, I could be talking to somebody, I could be having a drink, at the same time I set it down, we're talking, something will click. And I know the ball is treating me right, I'm having a good game, and everything else, I just tune out. For some reason, everything else just drops away. And it's just me and the machine and the ball. It's just, it happens. That's the zen of pinball.